Okay, so Luke chapter 16, verse 9. He's continuing with the parable. And I said unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitations. Right, so he's saying it's good. Make some friends. Right? And then verse 10. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. Right? Unjust. And then verse 11, if therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? Right, so he's talking about faithfulness. You're not even faithful in living in this world and the things of the world. It just shows that you're not faithful in anything. So who's going to trust you in the true riches? In verse 12, and if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? Right? So he's teaching about the faithfulness. Right? In verse 13, no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. So Jesus is telling this parable, and it's getting to the heart of the Pharisees that are listening, right? So, because they don't always do the right thing. You explained to them before. And so you see in verse 14, and the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. When he's speaking in parables, because they don't have ears to hear the truth, because they only want to hear what they think. And they already got everything figured out, so they don't really need to hear anyone else's thoughts or anyone else's words, because they have their own. So that's why they don't have ears to hear the truth of the word that he's preaching, because they think they're already good to go. So then he's pointing, he's pushing at their hidden sins that nobody knows about, right? So that's why they derided him. They got angry. In verse 15, and he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of God. They're basing all their works of the world on how men of the world see it, right? So it's highly esteemed, right? Because even this guy's he's amazed that his worker was just about to get fired, but he found a way to turn the tables to where he's even making it worse for his boss, so he can advance himself. So the boss is like, wow, that's pretty good thinking, but it's all worldly thinking, because he's doing the wrong thing by cutting people. He's lying, he's cheating his own boss even more, cutting the bill so he can get some favors in the future if he loses his job. So the boss is like, he thinks, wow, that's a good idea, Right. But you say, but God knows your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men, which what the world thinks is great, it's an abomination in the sight of God. Because God is holy through and through. You can't have that kind of thinking in your mind and be a godly person.